January 6th, 2021 meeting of the Falmouth Conservation Commission. This meeting is being held virtually via Zoom video conference. Please be patient. We'll do our best to be efficient and allow everyone to participate. This meeting is also being broadcast and streamed online by FCTV in real time. As this meeting is being recorded by Zoom and broadcast by FCTV, please be aware of what you say, how you say it, and what can be seen and heard in your background. The chair recognizes the attendance and assistance of all of our staff members. As always, Jen, Kevin, Alyssa, Mark, Amy, and Susan. And we have a full complement of commissioners as well. Thank you guys for your diligence. Remind you that for commenting, I'll call on each of you. There won't be a lot of comments tonight. I'll get to that in a second. All votes have to be done by roll call. So even if you make the motion or the second, I'm still going to call for your vote. I'm going to say this anyway, to our public participants, there will be an opportunity for public comment at each hearing. If you'd like to comment on a particular hearing, you may submit any comments or questions via the chat function once that hearing has been opened. At the appropriate time, I will call for public comments and any submissions will be read into the record. The link and further instructions are posted on the agenda. Now, having said all that, many of you are aware we had a closing in town hall last week. So tonight is going to be nothing but continuances. So we will not be opening any hearings, nor will we be taking public comments. We do have to read each one into the record, so be patient. So without further ado, the first item that we can vote on is minutes from December 16th. Anybody?
I never received them.
I don't think we got them.
All right. Then we will table these.
Amy didn't send them? Okay, I'll make a note and have her do it tomorrow. Sorry about that.
Okay, so for the record, we're going to table the minutes of December 16th for a future meeting. Now, we have a bunch of requests for continuance under a determination of applicability. And also, I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to all the applicants and engineers and attorneys and anybody I missed for helping us out with this. It was a tough time with the department closed. We weren't able to do site visits and paperwork and all that. So we do appreciate your patience in that. My understanding is everybody was helpful. So thank you to everyone.
Yes, they were.
So again, sorry. Okay, so first up, a request for continuance under determination of applicability. So I'm going to read it off, and then if somebody can make a motion in a second to continue it, and then we'll give us the date for that. First one is Thomas Garrity, Weedy Lane Realty Trust, 10 Weedy Lane, Falmouth, Mass, for permission to raise, R-A-Z-E, an existing garage to construct an addition to the existing dwelling and to expand the existing deck.
Kevin, do you want to do these?
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
So the applicant's requesting a continuance until January 20th.
So moved.
The request of the applicant will continue to January, what was it, 20th?
Correct. Yep.
Arlo Hawks.
Well, second.
Okay, we have motion and second to continue this till January 20th. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, aye.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Arlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, Victor E. I'm sorry if I slander this. Calcaterra and Mary L. Scanlon, trustees, 24 Shaker Lane, East Falmouth, Mass, for permission to add a second floor dormer and an enclosed entry with a stoop, to remove a bay window, to remove a stoop and a step, to upgrade to a Title V sewage disposal system, and to install 45 square feet of mitigation plantings. Mr. Newton.
Mr. Chairman, the applicant's requesting a continuance until January 13th.
Bird, so moved. Walsh, second.
Hey, we have a motion and a second to continue this until January 13th. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, I.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
It is unanimous. It's continued until 1:13. Next up, Kathleen Roush, trustee, 200 Mill Road, Falmouth, Mass, for permission to raise RAZE an existing garage, to construct a new garage with an expanded second floor, to construct a second floor deck, to construct a porch addition, to reconstruct a walkway in kind, and to remove one tree. Mr. Newton.
Mr. Chairman, the applicant's requesting a continuance until January 13th.
So moved. Walsh, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to continue this till 1:13. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, I.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury. Maury,
Harlow Hawks, aye.
thank you. Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
All right, it is unanimous. It's continued until 1:13. Next up, Stephen Davino, 29 Toby Lane, East Falmouth, Mass, for permission to enclose a porch entry, install a new roof, remove second-story decks, and reframe a portion of the second story. Kevin,
Mr. Chairman, the applicant's requesting a continuance until January 20th.
Bird, so moved. Walsh, second.
thank you. We have a motion and a second to continue until 1:20. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, I.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
It is unanimous. Thank you. Next, Charles S. Matteo, 77 Miami Avenue, Falmouth, Mass, for permission to replace an existing wooden deck and staircase within the existing footprint. Mr. Newton.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant's requesting a continuance until January 20th.
Bird, so moved. Walsh, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to continue this until January 20th. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, I.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
Is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, Robert T. Davis, trustee of 32 Emerson Road Trust, 32 Emerson Road, Falmouth, Mass, for permission to upgrade to a new Title V sewage disposal system. Mr. Newton.
Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting a continuance until January 13th.
Bird, so moved. Walsh, second.
Okay, we have a motion to continue until 1:13. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, I.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
It is unanimous. And I appreciate the staff spreading these out over a couple of meetings. So we're not here until
We'll try.
midnight too often. Yeah. All right. Next up, Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, 86 Water Street, Woods Hole, Mass, for permission to conduct soil borings and utilize test pits. Mr. Newton.
Mr. Chairman, the applicant's requesting a continuance until January 13th.
Bird, so moved. Walsh, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to continue this until January 13th. Betsy?
I have to recuse myself.
Yes, you do. Courtney?
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin?
O'Brien, aye.
Mark?
Rooney, aye.
Maury?
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat?
Harris, aye.
Peter?
Walsh, aye.
Steve?
Patton, aye.
It is almost unanimous. Okay, next up are requests for a continuance under notice of intent and continued notice of intent. And I don't know that I need to, but I'm going to read the legalese just to play it safe. All
Excuse
hearings
me,
of the
Jamie?
Falmouth
I'm
Yes.
sorry, but I noticed that you took 154 and 77 Miami. We still have 14 Pennsylvania.
We have 4 that were given to me after, so they'll be at the end of this list.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Is that
I
okay?
got confused. Yes, no, we talked.
I was just trying to stay with the
Confused.
agenda.
Nope, that's fine.
Okay, so again, notice of intent, all hearings of the Falmouth Conservation Commission are held simultaneously under the authorities of the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act and the Falmouth Wetlands Bylaw. Although a single decision of the commission is issued, it represents a separate decision under each authority. Again, I know it's probably unnecessary, but. All right, so these are all requests for continuance. First up, Francis and Claire Norton, 87 Childs River Road, East Falmouth, Mass. For permission to raise, RAZE, an existing single-family dwelling to construct a new single-family dwelling utilizing the existing foundation to install a new, larger septic tank and for all associated clearing, grading, and landscaping.
Yes,
Jen
Mr.
and
Chairman,
or
the
Kevin. Sorry.
yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting continuance until January 20th.
Bird, so moved. Walsh, second.
I'm sorry, what was the date you said? 20th?
Yes,
Yeah, thank you. Okay, we have a motion and a second to continue this hearing until 1:20. Betsy?
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney?
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin?
O'Brien, aye.
Mark?
Rooney, aye.
Maury?
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat?
Harris, aye.
Peter?
Walsh, aye.
Steve?
Patton, aye.
It is unanimous, thank you. Next up, Cindy Coates, trustee, the 187 Penzance Road Trust, 187 Penzance Road, Woods Hole, Mass. For permission to construct and maintain a 4-foot by 127-foot timber walkway with steps and lighting, to create a 6-foot by 200-foot gravel path, to install an aeration system and subsurface electric lines for pond restoration, to install an E1 pump and force main to connect the workshop building to the existing system, to remove 9 trees and plant 27 trees, to relocate and install 2,390 square feet of mitigation plantings under order of conditions 25-2180 and all associated clearing, excavation, grading, and landscaping. Jen?
yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting a continuance until January 20th.
Bird, so moved. Walsh, second.
Hey, we have a motion and a second to continue us until January 20th. Betsy?
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney?
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin?
O'Brien, aye.
Mark?
Rooney, aye.
Maury?
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat?
Harris, aye.
Peter?
Walsh, aye.
Steve?
Patton, aye.
It is unanimous. This hearing is continued until 1:20. Next up, Gerard T. and Margaret T. Robinson, 290 Acapesket Road, East Falmouth, Mass. For permission to construct and maintain a 3-foot by 60-foot aluminum gangway, a 3-foot by 10-foot timber pier extension, a 3-foot by 14-foot ramp, an 8-foot by 12-foot T-float and pilings, and for water and utility installation in Green Pond. Jen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting a continuance until January 20th.
Bird, so moved. Walsh, second.
You know, Jen, Kevin kind of spread these things out a little bit. You're all kind of,
Oh, we're getting there. Don't you worry. I was waiting for the comment.
yeah.
I was waiting.
All right. Motion and a second to continue until 1:20. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, I.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, Sarah Commugus Young and Leighton Felker Young III, 10 Quahog Pond Lane, Falmouth, Mass, for permission to construct a new deck and to conduct invasive species and non-native species management. Jen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting a continuance until January 20th.
Bird, so moved. Walsh, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to continue this until 1:20. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, I.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
It is unanimous. Thank you. Next up, Scott Dravis, VRI Americas, 45 Surf Drive, Falmouth, Mass, for permission to construct a pool and spa area, to install a perimeter pool fence, and to expand an existing concrete pool patio.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting continuance until January 13th.
Bird, so moved. Walsh, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to continue this till 1:13. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, I.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
It is unanimous. All right, bear with me 1 second. All right, Jen, this is where two of them were printed together, so I missed it. So Town of Falmouth, Department of Public Works, 0 Minot Road, parcel 45-20-002-000, Falmouth, Mass, for permission to conduct beach nourishment, to construct 2 rubble mound groins, and to install 2 handicap parking spaces.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant, the town, is asking for a continuance until January 20th.
Bird, so moved. Walsh, second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to continue until 1:20. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, I.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
Thank you. Next up, Vincent Alt Builders, 47 Gunning Point Avenue, Falmouth, Mass, for permission to raise, RAZE, an existing single-family dwelling, to construct a new single-family dwelling supported by concrete piers, to install a new Title V sewage disposal system, and to install mitigation plantings. Jen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting a continuance until January 13th.
Bird, so move. Walsh, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to continue this until 1:13. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, aye.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
It is unanimous. Thank you.
You're
One
welcome.
second, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Rodenheiser, if you can hear me, I just sent you a chat. I can answer your question, but the board is not taking any public questions or comments at this time. Thank you, sorry, Jamie.
Okay. Next up, Cyrus Pletner, 18 Seabreeze Lane, Falmouth, Mass. For permission to repair an existing Title V sewage disposal system, construct a new retaining wall, and reconfigure an existing parking area. Ben,
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant's requesting a continuance until January 13th.
Bird, so move. Walsh, second.
okay, we have a motion and a second to continue this to 1:13. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, aye.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
Is unanimous. Thank you. Next up are requests for a continuance under an abbreviated notice of resource area delineation. First up, AMP Solar Development, Inc., 41 and 48 Theater Drive, East Falmouth, Mass. Request for confirmation of the following resource area boundaries and buffer zones: bordering vegetated wetland, isolated vegetated wetland, and potential vernal pool. Ben,
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting a continuance until January 20th.
Bird, so move. Walsh, second.
we have a motion and a second to continue this to 1:20. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, aye.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
It is unanimous. Thank you. Okay, I have a couple of RDAs requests that were that are out of sequence. First one is Mr. Newton, pay attention. Elizabeth Stanberry, 154 Alder Lane, North Falmouth, Mass. For permission to replace an existing deck within the existing footprint.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant's requesting a continuance until January 13th.
Bird, so move. Walsh, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to continue this to 1:13. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, aye.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
Thank you. It is unanimous. Kevin, let me know if I miss anything, because like I said, there's a couple that were out of sequence, to me anyway. I could be wrong. Happened once before. Next up, William T. and Joan F. Vredis, 14 Pennsylvania Avenue, Falmouth, Mass. For permission to upgrade to a new Title V septic system.
Mr. Chairman, the applicant's requesting a continuance until January 13th.
Bird, so move. Walsh, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to continue this to 1:13. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, aye.
Mark,
Rooney, aye.
Maury,
Carlo Hawks, aye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve. I see you, but I don't hear you.
Yeah, Patton, aye.
Thank you. It is unanimous. That was 14. All right. Continued request for determination of applicability. Falmouth Commodores Baseball Club, Inc., care of Chuck Sturdivant, 744 Main Street, Falmouth, Mass., for permission to install an additional ADA sidewalk, handicap accessible ramp, and netting post. Mr. Newton.
Mr. Chairman, the applicant is withdrawing their application without prejudice.
Ah. We don't need to vote on that, do we, Jen?
No.
So withdrawal.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, I think we covered them all.
We're
That's all
good,
we
Mr.
already-
Chairman.
Good job.
Cool. All right. One more motion, guys.
Move to adjourn.
Walsh,
Patton,
second.
second. Paul, second.
Man, it was like 4 seconds there, huh? Gee.
And it
All
wasn't our
right.
fastest meeting.
Oh, sadly. All right. Motion to adjourn. Betsy,
Gladfelter, aye.
Courtney,
Bird, aye.
Matthews, aye. Kevin,
O'Brien, aye.
Mark,
Goody, aye.
Maury,
Fellow Hawks Eye.
Pat,
Harris, aye.
Peter,
Walsh, aye.
Steve.
Patton, aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.